So anyway, so welcome again to Richardson Plano Networkers. This is another installment of our weekly Lunch and Learn. For those of you who have not participated live with us either on Facebook or here in the group, I would encourage you to always be learning. I mean, taking a lunch out or taking an hour out or a half hour in this case out to kind of learn something new or refresh something you think you already knew is an important thing to do, and that's why we're committed here at Richardson Plano Networkers for our network to actually pass along leading thoughts and actually give you many different perspectives. So today we have Brian Dobbs here. Brian is a speaker. I actually met Brian. I'm looking forward to hearing him. I'm going to let him introduce a little more of his background. I know he has 3 kids because I have 5, and I always pick up on how many kids people have to see if I'm still winning. But anyway, so we're going to be talking about basically looking at your business in a way maybe you haven't looked at it before, and that's kind of what we're about, is trying to give you clarity and give you something that you can go back and take and grow not only yourself but your business. So Brian, we met at Success North Dallas, another good networking group that I would recommend. And Brian, if you would, just come on up, and we'll have about 30 minutes of content coming from Brian. So with that, let's welcome Brian.
Guys, it's great to be with you. I'm excited. I'm definitely a lifelong learner. I heard this from a networking group. I have borrowed it. It was Success North Dallas, to be a great communicator, to be coachable, and to be a lifelong learner. I can just tell you that those 3 points resonated so much with me in my lifestyle and how I framed my life, how I framed my business, how I go about my family with my children. I am a father of 3. I'm a proud father of 3. I am happily married. I have a great life, but I can tell you that there's always room for improvement. There's always room for different perspectives. So your perception is your reality. Everybody agree with that? Yeah. Absolutely. So in order to change your reality, you would need to change your perception. So a lot of times we go out and we're trying to fix the reality when often we need to go back on an internal assessment and look at how we're looking at this equation. So today's message is going to be on strategic alignment. So if you didn't get real excited about that title, I want to share some reasons that you should have been ecstatic about hearing about strategic alignment. Because if your 2017 needs to be elevated, it needs to be higher, you need to go to different levels, you would like to increase in customers, leads, and in money, then you need this message. It's critical. It's imperative. It has changed my life in countless ways that if you'd like to call and talk, I would be more than happy to share various aspects of that. One of the things that really stuck out to me, I was sitting at a high school, it was actually a middle school football game. I'm watching my 13-year-old son play. It was a tense moment. They were doing absolutely atrocious. The score was a goose egg on their side and too many numbers to count on the other side. The coach is absolutely frustrated, flabbergasted. He's yelling and running up and down the sidelines, ineffectively communicating to middle school kids. I don't know if you can relate. I have 3 children. I can relate to ineffective communication at home. I can relate to, I am saying something, it is crystal clear in my brain, it's coming out of my mouth. However, there is a receptor off in your brain and you're not able to comprehend or understand exactly what I am communicating. So with all of that said, I'm sitting here, I have a parental perception of this situation. There is a coach's perception of this situation, and then there are multiple middle school kids' perception. One, our team was significantly smaller than the opposing team. The second thing is, nobody that I know of really struck my eye that they are going to go into the professional sporting industry. They could have a growth spurt. They would have to grow about 18 inches, but they would still have to grow. And they had hope for that. But I watched this coach. I didn't ask him his vision. I didn't ask him his direction, but I could just picture in the beginning of the season, before anything ever began, he said, team, in order to have a successful season, we need to have more wins than losses. Great. Do we approach business and life that way? Absolutely. If you have 6 wins and you have 4 losses, you should be a winner, correct? But that might not be congruent to your vision. So I hear this coach, and I want you to remember this phrase because it resounded, it resonated, and permeated every facet of my being. This coach was yelling, just do something. The ball was hiked. The other team was running their play with precision, as a middle school team could run, and they ran past our group of kids that were standing there mesmerized that a play even existed on the football field. They were stagnant. They were stuck. They were isolated. They were paralyzed from the get-go. They didn't have any direction except from the sideline of just do something. And I'm sitting there on the bleachers. It's a little chilly at night because we don't play football in the heat, which is a good thing. I'm sitting on an uncomfortable seat, and these 3 words changed the whole idea of just do something. He could have said anything else. Why don't you tackle the person in front of you? Just at least block them. Go for the ball. Do something besides doing something. They were. And I wanted to answer the coach. Hey, coach, they are doing something. They're sitting there. They're stagnant. They're isolated. They have no clue of what to do. They are paralyzed. Too many times we approach business and life in that same place. We hear noises all the time. We're going from one group to another group to another group to this seminar to this workshop, looking for that magic pill because we are in this rat race of just doing something. So the components I want to show you today have nothing to do with setting your goals. That is strategic alignment 2.0. But strategic alignment 1.0 is different. How are you looking at your business from a holistic way? Hopefully, yes, I want to make more money. Yes, I want to have this more customers. Yes, I want to have more leads. Anybody in here want more customers, more leads, more money? Absolutely. I hope you do. I do as well. But what if I told you that we could turn this magnet around and you wouldn't be repelling more customers, leads, and money. You would actually be attracting more leads, more customers, more money. How could you do that? How could you position yourself in your business that people would run to you and say, hey, listen, I heard about you and I heard about your service and I heard your message through a friend of mine and they wanted me to call you. And a lot of us are referral-based businesses, which I absolutely love. I love business by word of mouth. Why? Because it's a third-party endorsement. How come other people are not on that bandwagon coming to my door? Why is my phone not ringing? A lot of times it's because we're chasing the very things that are meant to follow. If you look at customers, if you have a product, should they be seeking you out? Yes, they should. Your product, your service should be a solution to their problem. They should be hunting you down. When you need your garage floor stained, I can date myself and say we can go to the yellow pages. We don't have yellow pages anymore. What do? We don't even call mom anymore very much. We ask Google. What does Google have to say? Google's even replaced mom, which is not good. Just joking. Google hasn't replaced moms, which is a good thing. But I want to tell you that whenever we're in need of something, we are searching for something. So that tells me something huge in this, is that customers will be attracted to me if I have the right alignment to my business. Number two, if I want more money and I chase after money, we all heard the old adage, or hopefully we have, that desperate sales don't sell, correct? Why? Because I've coached a lot in the real estate industry, and I've worked a lot with real estate agents, and a large portion of my life has been associated with that industry. But if you've ever gone into a house, you have the right location, you have the right price, you have it's absolutely gorgeous. It's decked out with all the bells and whistles, crown molding. It has tile entry. It has hardwood floors. It is absolutely beautiful. The husband looks to the wife looks to the husband, and guess what happens? It just doesn't feel right. So a lot of times when we're chasing after money, guess what happens? We're producing this feeling, yeah, you've got the right price, you've got the right product, you're even at the right time, but something just doesn't feel right. It's because you're not properly aligned to your vision. What about leads? How many of us go out there and we are just hunting down leads after leads after, we have it narrowed down. If you're 37 and a half, all the way to 57 and a half years old, you will qualify. You can be 4 foot to 6 foot tall, you qualify. And we go through all of this quantitative and qualitative data to hone in to our target audience, which I'm definitely an advocate of. However, when it seems real aggressive, when it seems real pushy, what happens is we are repelling the very things that are supposed to be attracting to us. We're chasing the wrong things. And I'm going to pose this question to you. If you had the financial independence in your company, would you be doing the same things you're doing today, or would they change? See, if we have money, we don't necessarily do the things. We are not chasing the same things. We're improving systems and processes. We're improving communication lines. We're improving our financial portfolio. We're diversifying our assets. We're diversifying our customer base. We're adding verticals. We're adding different things to our portfolio in order to have a different stance, correct? Absolutely. If you had more than enough customers, you had more than enough leads, you had more than enough money, would you still be doing what you're doing today? If the answer is no, then we would have to write down on the piece of paper, Houston, we have a problem. Something's incongruent. Something is inconsistent. And the reason it's incongruent and it's not in harmony with the way I need to be with my vision. So I gave you a piece of paper, and I'm going to go over 8 different domains or 8 different arenas, because there is one thing to see the vision as a whole. There is a huge skill set in being able to take a plug-and-play model of your business, to compartmentalize, to bring out this compartment, this one part of business, and envision that. What does that look like? And then plug it back into your business model as a whole. Do you agree? So it is something that we can do. Let's go with a heart surgeon. Yes, they're going to check you from head to toe. Yes, they're going to check your blood pressure and your vitals, and they're going to make sure your overall health is good. But they can take out the heart and do amazing things in surgery to it and put it back into your body, and it works. I'm not a doctor, so anybody that's a doctor in the room and say, well, Brian, they don't actually take the heart out of your body. It's fine. We'll just use it as an analogy. How about that? You guys work with me on that? But there are specialists. When you're in business, you should be a specialist in all of these 8 areas. 1, vision. Is your vision tied to your purpose and your legacy? Your overall purpose in life, what are you here for? Who are you and what are you here for are very important questions to me. Is it tied to that? Is it tied to purpose, and are you leaving a legacy? Do you have a plan to leave a legacy? What are you going to leave behind? It's important. Number 2 are your core competencies. Basically, this is your gifts, talents, skill sets, and abilities. Do you have a program in place to become that lifelong learner? Are you improving communication skills, presentation skills? What about technical abilities? What about, adding different learning styles to your presentations? There are so many different ways that you can be a lifelong learner to increase your gifts, talents, skill sets, and abilities. And if you don't have that as a part of your program, you need one. Your third thing is culture, your points of culture. I call this my emotional currency. How do you run your business? What is the very best environment or atmosphere that you could have in your business? Is it fast-paced? Is it energetic? Is it fun? Is it team-oriented? Is it mission-centered? What are your points of culture? It's important to look at. If you operate in chaos and you believe that chaos is great, it's hard to scale chaos and still be successful. Just FYI. Okay? It is. How do you scale chaos? Well, I need to have more chaos. That is crazy to me. Well, Brian, I really work in high-pressured situations, and that's really my best bet. I excel when there's a lot of pressure. Perfect. Great. We're going to scale and sustain that. So I'm going to have to add pressure to you. Physical, emotional, intellectual, financial, marital, and then social circles out here. And we're going to add all of this pressure, and you're going to get better. I don't think that's the right solution to the problem. There is a problem, but it's not necessarily the correct solution if it doesn't scale and sustain. Those are the models. If it's not scalable and sustainable, it's hard to have that culture to keep going. Your fourth is performance. If I would rewind, everybody wanted more customers, more leads, more money, correct? If I look at performance, I'm going to break it down into 2 categories for you. 1, income producing activities. 2, high leverage activities. If we would rewind and look at your calendar in August, we don't have to do this. This is rhetorical, guys. This is a worksheet for you. Okay? You guys can smile. That's just you. It's your scorecard. But if you looked at your calendar in August, could you circle all the income producing activities, all the high leverage activities, and would the combined total of those 2 categories outweigh or outnumber the busy work action items that you had? Because I can tell you that your income today is based on what you did 90 days prior to today. And if you would like to look at that, test that out. Test that theory out. If you're not doing a lot of income producing activities, you took a month off. Well, I had a bad month. Well, I had a bad 2 months. I decided to go on vacation, which nothing wrong with vacations, guys. But if your life is a continuous vacation, Brian, I am not making money, there is a problem. Again, realignment. What are you doing on your income producing activities, high leverage activities? So basically, those are the internal items that we go with on a personal level. My performance, my vision, my culture, right, and my competencies. Now I'm going to go into a second level, which is your internal staff, your communications. So you might be independent. You might be a sole proprietor or entrepreneur, and you don't have a team. Well, somebody is doing something, because you can do all things for everybody and only make a little, okay? However, if you will diversify, who do you outsource to? Who do you delegate to? What's a me project? When you can come into alignment to that and you have a strategy to get other people to help you, what are your internal communications look like? If you're a small or medium-sized business, you absolutely need to know customer service, who's doing my admin, who's doing the marketing. You need to have those proper channels. It creates harmony and synergy in the organization, which makes your life easier. Okay? Number 6, we're going on the financial piece. And when we talk about financial pieces, do you have cash flow? Well, Brian, I have cash flow. How much money do you have in the bank? It's 0. Bad. It's a bad model, okay? If you don't have cash flow and you don't have any money in the bank, I can understand that. If you have cash flow and don't have money in the bank, there's a problem with spending. Something is out of alignment here. How's my revenue? Do I have multiple streams of revenue? Have I diversified properly? Am I using the right tracking systems? Skip over to number 7 with me. That's your business, your product, your service. Are you viable? Are you priced right? Are you in the right market? What is your sales process? What does your marketing process look like? And we go through these things because once you figure that out and you're in right alignment, do you think it's going to be easier? Absolutely. If you had just 7 out of 8, do you think that other people would see your confidence, your demeanor, your position change in your business? Absolutely. They don't necessarily buy your product or service. Guess who they buy first? You. If you're congruent, consistent, and harmonious to your vision, guess what happens? They like you. They're like, oh, this feels right, correct? Number 8, external communications or external relationships. So your external relationships, how do other people perceive you or your business? It's very important. Do you have a customer retention model? Do you have a great follow-up and follow-through? The fortune's in the follow-through, right? Absolutely. Or you've heard it, the fortune's in the follow-up. Are you following up? Do you do this on a consistent basis? You had a great product, but they call for service and you never answer them. Again, Houston, we have a problem. I'm giving way too much credit to Houston right now, aren't I? Yes, I am. We're in Dallas. Well, I want you to know that when you have an alignment issue in your business, things are incongruent, inconsistent. So when you go onto that next sales call, you make that next prospecting call, you go and talk to somebody about your business. I can tell you all these things go in the back of your mind. They've never left, even though that person doesn't know. They feel it, guys. So strategic alignment 1.0 is about getting your stuff in proper alignment so when you go out and position yourself in the marketplace, you're confident, you're energized, you're passionate, you're excited, you have your ducks in a row. Nobody's going to be perfect. We're always working on these. But I can tell you that when you become in alignment to your assignment, people will be more geared to be attracted to you than they will be if you don't have your stuff in order. So when you look at the scorecard, and I'm going to end with this. So you put some notes on there, and I have some notes that I'll share with you that will help you go through the scorecard one more time. 0 to 90, you're going to score yourself. Each cell, they're all interdependent. They're all independent. We can compartmentalize them, but they're interdependent because they all depend on each other. So we have a dependence model, we have an interdependence model, we have an independence model. I'm independent, I'm interdependent, and I'm dependent. There are 3 areas of my life that I have those, and they're all working congruently with each other. Business is the same thing. So score yourself from 0 to 90. 91 to 100 are peak moments. So if you're having a peak moment in sales and it's the best time in your entire life, score 95 or 96. I've found very few people that have hundreds, okay? I haven't met anybody perfect yet, and I talk to a lot of people on a daily basis. So score 0 to 90. You add the top, you divide by 4. You do the same at the bottom. 0 to 90. Add the bottom, divide by 4. If you will add both of those averages together, divide by 2, what you get is you get your score. Your perception is your reality. In order to change your reality, change your perception. I wish you guys the very best. You can always reach me for a free strategy call, or if you need questions regarding this worksheet, I'd be more than happy to help you out. Thank you again for your time. Yes.
What do you do during your strategy session?
What I do, we go over that vision. What is your vision? You know, how do you plan on accomplishing it? What does your next level look like? So we take that into a 30-minute block. It's pretty broad stroke. I mean, you're not going to be able to accomplish a lot, but it brings a little bit more clarity. Just brings a different lens. If you guys have ever been to the eye doctors and there's like, you know, left, is that, you know, is that 3? Is that good? 2, A, B, whatever they do a lot with me. So they're just trying to find the corrective lens to help you gain more clarity.
We have time for a couple more questions. Anybody?
Just comment, I totally agree with everything that he said. I have a coach, and it's like listening to my coach. So I'm in total agreement with you.
Thank you.
Can you tell us about Relevant?
Relevate, great question. Relevate is my company. I'm a founder of that. That Relevate had 2 words that I melded together. Revelation, because I believe, again, if you don't have that revelation, a revealed truth or revealed knowledge, it's very difficult to elevate to your next place in life or to grow, to increase. So revelation, elevate, I pushed them together, and it's a concept, not a word.
Awesome.
Like it.
All right. Anybody else? Awesome. Well, appreciate it.
More of like an informational added content? Do they need a lead magnet? Do they need boxes to collect those leads? Does it need a contact? Do I need to work with MailChimp? It's a lot of information to keep track of. This is just one giant overview. I have each one of the sections up in here that I can check off and all my employees can look at.